We are going to look at culture, ethics, and social responsibility in a business environment. To start, we will look at ideas on management, companies and managers that have stood out in the crowd. And of course, our hero of the day is the intelligent Jeff Bezos of Amazon. We all know that Amazon sells just about anything you want to buy online. Oh well, maybe not everything, but it has shown itself to be the boss in online retailing. Amazon developed the Kindle ebook reader and Kindle Fire tablet and offers Prime streaming that I'm sure 80% of us in this room uses. It is awe-inspiring to realize that the Amazon Web Services developed in 2015 has close to a 30% market share compared to its competitors, Microsoft, IBM, and Google. Jeff Bezos, Amazon boss, is considered one of the all-time greatest entrepreneurs, and we totally agree with that. It is important to state that what makes an organization stand out is both internal and external. The external factors like government and economy cannot totally be controlled by the organization. However, the internal environment is up to the organization and has a great impact. Of course, it is what differentiates Amazon from its competitors. The first internal factor we're going to look at is mission. It is important for an organization to have a clear purpose because an organization's mission is its reason for being. Every great organization has a mission. Amazon's mission is to be world's most customer-centric company. Another important internal factor we're going to consider is management and culture. Of course, we know that the performance of an organization is largely the responsibility of top-level managers. Company like Facebook would not record the success it has today without its founder and CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. Now, let's talk about resources. Normally, when we hear resources, we think about finances alone. For an organization to thrive, it needs human, financial, physical, and informational resources. Human resources is the most important because people develop and achieve the organization's mission using the other three resources. For an organization to achieve its mission and objectives, it is important to have a structure in place. Hierarchy and departments make up the structure of an organization. Each office and department affects the organization as a whole. Tesla is an example of an organization with a great organizational structure that supports continuous business growth.
The goal of most organizations is to manage resources and transform inputs into outputs for production and delivery of goods and services. For example, at USPS, the primary input is the millions of packages to be delivered daily. Then these packages go to the hub, that is transformation, where they are sorted and delivered to customers, which is output.
There are different styles of management. Most of us might have heard of reactive and responsive managers. Meanwhile, interactive managers topple the rest. Interactive managers design a desirable future and invent ways of bringing it about. They are the boss. Apple and Amazon are examples of organizations with interactive management. Now let's talk about organizational culture, which we know is an integral part of the being of an organization. As CEO Tory Burch says, culture is everything. Google is rated one of the top companies to work for, partly because of its casual atmosphere that encourages employees to participate in discussions about company decisions. One of the three levels of culture is behavior. Most companies promote their culture through slogans, symbols, rituals. At Facebook, Zuckerberg hosts a Q&A every Friday to update his team and address questions and concerns. This is one of the rituals that stands Facebook out as one of the best companies to work for. Values and beliefs is another level of culture. Values represent the way people believe they ought to behave. Here, slogan is really critical. It has a really subtle but strong way of expressing key values. Example of a really interesting slogan is Apple, think different. And that brings us to assumptions, which we know are values and beliefs that are deeply ingrained in the very fabric of an organization that is accepted and considered as unquestionably true. They serve as automatic pilots to guide behavior. Assumptions are believed to be the most stable and enduring part of culture. Now to what I'll consider the most important part of this presentation, simply because it goes beyond money to really affect humans physically, psychologically, and emotionally, and that is ethical behavior. People engage in dishonest business practices, and even go as far as justifying such unethical behaviors. Unethical behavior is a cankerworm that has eaten really deep into the very fabric of the society. There are a couple of companies that have been caught in the web of unethical business practices. Some years ago, Wells Fargo Bank was caught creating accounts that customers did not want, resulting in fees that they had to return. It is paramount to state that some of these companies that engage in unethical business practices didn't really start out, planning to be unethical, planning to lie, cheat, and steal. It certainly creeps up on us because the more we engage in the unethical, especially if we don't get caught, the easier it is to be unethical. The moral of the story is, don't take the first step that leads to escalation of unethical behavior. Remember the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Unethical behavior hurts people. You lose trust, relationships, and even lose face. Before you act, use an ethical guide to discern if the behavior is ethical or not. My favorite is the Rotary International 4-way test. It is a great tool to guide one's behavior in business transactions. The questions are: is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? When making a decision, if you can answer yes to these 4 questions, then you are probably on the right track. Remember, wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it, and right is right even if no one is doing it. Let's do the right thing and make the world a better place. Thank you so much for listening.